Keep going.
Are there any more stragglers coming in? Okay, keep going. Sit wherever you like. Thank you, Maddie. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. We're glad you joined us for worship today. Whoever you are, whatever your theological, spiritual, political, sexual or racial orientation or gender identity, you are welcome to worship here and become part of our community. To start, does anybody have any announcements that they need to share?
I invite everyone to join in on our moon hanging in the hall. We can add a ribbon or two to it. It kind of reflects our principle of the intricate kind of thread of which we're all about. And we bring it to the farmers markets, and that will lead me to announcement at the farmers market. This is Saturday, and we'll be baking for the church Friday night. So 5:30, baking, and then
Thanks. That was going to be my set of announcements too, so save me some time. Any other announcements? All right, well, before we begin, I wanted to recognize a few days of observance that are occurring this coming week. So National Voter Registration Day is September 20th. September 21st is Black Women's Equal Pay Day. So there's a National Equal Pay Day that occurs in March, and then they broke it out into different groups of like marginalized groups of people and gave them their own day. And it's calculated based on how far into the next year those individuals have to work in order to achieve the same pay as a man. So the fact that September 21st is Black Women's Equal Pay Day tells you this is when Black women would catch up to white men from last year. There was also one recently for Moms Equal Pay Day, and then there's a couple of others, but this is the one that occurs this week. September 21st is also International Day of Peace. I think that one should have some special mention today because in Ukraine, Ukrainian forces are starting to regain ground against Russia. And they're also offering opportunities for Russian soldiers who want to walk away to do that. So I think that is an important step forward towards having peace over in Europe. September 23rd is Native American Day. So the land that our church is on, pretty much all of Rockland, is actually where 3 historic tribes territories overlapped. The Wampanoag, which most people are familiar with, the Pokanoket, who I had not heard of, I will admit, until I looked this up, and then the Massachusetts, which is the tribe that Massachusetts is named after. September 23rd is Celebrate Bisexuality Day, and I have a poem I'm going to read by a bisexual poet in a minute. And also September 15th was the first day of National Hispanic Heritage Month, which ends October 15th. I myself am Hispanic, so I particularly like this month. There are other days of observance. I picked these specifically because to kind of tie it into National Voter Registration Day. These are all topics of great importance, especially now and especially with elections coming up. And our 5th principle for the UUA's 7 principles is about the use of democracy, not just in the church to run ourselves, but also in the greater community, so in our country and in the world. So I just wanted to highlight those things. Keep your personal values and principles in mind. Keep the Unitarian Universalist principles in mind. If you haven't registered to vote, register to vote, and in November, vote your values. All right, so I mentioned I had a poem that I found by a bisexual poet, and I picked it because I thought it was a good segue from the days of observance into this very earth-centered service. So this was written by a poet online who goes by the handle Suheena. That's all the information I have about this individual. She doesn't list her name or anything like that. That's just her poetry. Love is love. Perhaps I like boys, like the blue sky before the sun sets. Perhaps I like girls too, like the red hues of the twilight. Don't ask me to pick a side. Would you ask Mother Earth whether she likes sunsets more than sunrise? Would you ask her whether she likes the sun over the moon? It's all a part of her, receiving love and being nurtured equally. Perhaps I like boys, like the blue sky before the sun sets. Perhaps I like girls too, like the red hues of the twilight. No matter what hue it bores at the end of the day, it's always love clouding the sky. No matter the intensity with which it pours, at the end of the day, love is love. And again, that was written by a poet who goes by the handle Suheena. So today we recognize the change of seasons. It doesn't actually occur today, it occurs later this week. The autumn equinox, where we go from summer to autumn. On the day of the equinox, and why it's called an equinox, there is an equal amount of time in the day as there is at night. So the light of day and the dark of night are in perfect balance. And there's a lot of examples of balance, and we'll talk about them more, but it's also in the southern hemisphere. They're going to experience the same thing as they transition into spring. So they're going to spring, we're going to fall. It's balanced on opposite sides of the planet. So this is a time where we look to balance our own lives. And one of the ways we can do that is by expressing gratitude for the things that enhance our lives, for all the blessings that we have, and to cast off anything that hinders us. So today we're going to light 2 chalices. We have a black one and a white one to symbolize the balance of dark and light. And I chose a different reading for our chalice lighting than we usually do. It's number 453 in the gray hymnal. I'll give you guys a minute to catch up. All right, 453, all of us together. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of freedom. And now we will say in unison our usual words of affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this church, the quest for truth its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. Now we will hold space for each of us to share the joys that lift our hearts and the concerns that weigh heavy on our spirits so that we can enter the circle unburdened. So would anybody like to share a joy or concern? We have fewer candles than normal because I didn't have space for all of them. Yes. Lauren.
Candle of joy that I'm here today because I had missed the first service due to football schedule, which means that I won't go every Sunday for football. But glad that he's glad that
That's wonderful. Is he enjoying it?
Pretty good for
Any others?
I'll just say candle of joy. So every September I get new roommates, and it's hit or miss. And this year, I got 2 new roommates, and one of them ended up getting free Aerosmith concert tickets. Like the first week. So they came home and they were like, does anyone want these? And then the second one made burgers, and I don't know, it was just like something very special and very sweet, and it was just very very homey.
That's awesome. It's a good way to start out with new roommates.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Any roommate who gets some free Aerosmith concert tickets, like that's my new bar.
Anyone else? Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, that's tough. Mhm. Well, I'll light 2 different candles. How's that sound? Thank you for sharing that. Hopefully it all resolves itself soon. Yes. Oh, that one's not gonna light.
My dear friend's mom was given some bad medical news. She's had a tumor, and that they've done all sorts of things, and that there's just nothing more that can be done.
I'm very sorry to hear that. So candle for your friend. Any others? I'll go with Deb.
Deborah Joy, my youngest grandson, turned 14 last week.
Happy birthday. Lauren.
a candle of joy for reconnecting with my only first cousin. Our dads were identical twin brothers, and they had a contentious relationship, and that. My first cousin and I have only met once in our life. He's 48 and I'm 43. But we just had lunch for 2 hours. Our friend reconnect another book right after.
Right, any more? All right, I'll light one last candle maybe for any additional joys and concerns that we hold in our hearts. Okay, it might be a symbolic candle. We'll see. All right, we're going to take a few minutes to enter into a quiet meditation. And then after that, we'll get moving with this whole thing. So I'm just going to have everybody get comfy in your chairs. Some of you, it might be easier than others, depending on what chair you're in. Take a deep breath, close your eyes. Maddie's going to play some gentle sounds for everyone to listen to. If you have some thoughts breaking into your peace, don't try to fight them, stop them, recognize them, and set them aside to deal with later. Listen to the sounds in the room and stay present in the moment. It is our quiet time. We do not speak because the voices are within us. It is our quiet time. We do not walk because the earth is all within us. It is our quiet time. We do not dance because the music has lifted us to a place where the spirit is. It is our quiet time. Slowly focus back on the sound of the drum. Slowly wiggle your toes and fingers and take one last breath and open your eyes whenever you're ready. Next, we will cast a circle of protection. I will pass around a basket. It's filled with some natural things that I had in my house and around my yard. You might find some flowers or some leaves or some fresh herbs or bundles of dried herbs. There might be some pine cones and apples hidden in there. I'm going to pass it around the circle. Dig through, take your time, find something that speaks to you personally and hang on to it because we're going to use it in our ritual in a minute. So just take whatever speaks to you and then just pass it all the way around. If you would like. Our family is a circle of strength and love. With every birth and every union, the circle grows. Every shared joy adds more love. Every crisis faced together makes the circle stronger. Our circle is cast. Join me now in invoking the spirits of the four directions, that they may watch over us today and always. This is number 446 from the hymnal. Again, that's 446. Right, all together. Spirit of the East, spirit of air, of morning and springtime, be with us as the sun rises in times of beginning, times of planting. Inspire us with the fresh breath of courage as we go forth into new adventures. Spirit of the South, spirit of fire, of noontime and summer, be with us through the heat of the day and help us to be ever growing. Warm us with strength and energy for the work that awaits us. Spirit of the West, spirit of water, of evening and autumn, be with us as the sun sets and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. Flow through us with a cooling, healing quietness and bring us peace. Spirit of the North, spirit of earth, of nighttime and winter, be with us in the darkness, in the time of gestation.
Wisdom of changing seasons as we celebrate the spiraling journey of our lives.
The autumn equinox is approaching. It is this coming Thursday, September 22nd. On the equinox, night and day are in perfect balance. There will be as many hours in the day as there will be at night. As the wheel of the year continues to turn, the darkness will overtake the light and we enter into fall and then winter. It's a time of harvest. The crops are beginning to die, but their yield sustains our life and we begin to store what we need to get through the cold winter months. Before fall takes hold, we honor this brief moment of balance between light and dark by seeking balance in our own lives. During this time, we cling to our many blessings more than ever. and we let go of the things that no longer serve us. We express gratitude for everything that enriches our experience and eschew anything that causes us harm. We need this balance as we enter the more challenging seasons. It's easy to despair in the dark and cold, and so we carry the warmth and light of gratitude with us until spring arrives and brings more sunlight back into our days. For now, we prepare ourselves as the dark overtakes the light. I think balance is very important this time of year. It's important throughout the year, but especially this time of year when, we're not outside as often, it's colder, it's, harder to enjoy all the things out in the community just because the weather is not always conducive to it. Especially anybody who suffers from seasonal depression or anything like that, this can be a very difficult time. And up here in New England, especially, it's a very difficult time. We have winter storms, we have fall storms. We deal more and more with power outages and flooding and harsh weather and feet and feet of snow. And it's so easy to just feel like you're done with it and not want to deal with it and pack up and move to Florida, which is actually totally okay thing to do if people want to move to Florida. But it's tough, it's tough to be cold. It's tough to be cooped up in the house. If you're a gardener like me and you love to be outside, it's tough to not have that in your life anymore. And I'm terrible at house plants, so I can't always compensate that way. So for me, this is a time to kind of take stock of my life and reflect on everything that is going well and everything that brings me joy, and hold on to that throughout the winter when I'm maybe feeling a little bit more down about things or frustrated that I can't be outside. It's also a good time to think about the things that bum me out or just drive me crazy or make life harder, and just let them go. And that could be a person in your life who's toxic. It's okay to let them go. It could be a habit or a ritual that you have picked up that doesn't really serve you very well anymore. It may have served you well once and it no longer does, and it just takes up your time. Let it go. Perfectly okay to let things go if they're not contributing positively to your life. So to me, that's how I try and seek balance. I try to let go of the things that aren't working and keep the things that are working. So that's what we're all going to do here today. I'm going to have everybody take a turn. We'll probably just go around the circle in the same order. Take the item that you selected and you can place it in the cornucopia and share with us something that you're grateful for that you want to hang on to as we enter into fall, and something that you think you want to let go of. I will start. So I am very grateful for this community and for my family and all the people in my life that contribute positively in even just the littlest ways, especially now that it's safer to be out amongst everybody. I just want to express my gratitude for all of you and for my friends and family who are not in this room, for just making my life more pleasant. And I'm going to spend more time with people who bring me joy. As for letting stuff go, I sometimes have a hard time letting go of my anger and frustration about things that I have no control over. So that is something I'm going to work on letting go of, is if I can't control it, it is not my problem. I'm going to try not to ruminate on it. So that's what I'm going to try and let go this coming fall. And then Maddie, you can go next, and then you can play some music.
I'd say I'm really grateful for the friends that I have in my life, particularly right now. I don't know, I'm kind of at this weird point in my life where a lot of people are moving and people are having families and having kids and stuff, and I just have a really good core group. I remember in high school, I tried to be the social butterfly. And my youth pastor at the time was like, maybe you should get like a couple of friends instead of just trying to like please everyone. And I really didn't understand like the wisdom of that. So I don't know, just really appreciating those friends. And as far as letting go, I don't know. I'd like to let go of being more cynical and bitter than I used to be. Like I was a constant optimist, and it kind of burned me in a couple of ways. Because it just, you always hope for the best, and through that I got more and more cynical. And so I think it's definitely kind of let that go, and I don't know, go back.
Something I'm grateful for, I think, is Brendan, my son, kind of moved into a new stage of development. Really nice. A little bit more mature and funny and self-sufficient. It's been this kind of life for us, I think. And something to let go of, I think, is feeling responsible for everything and everyone. Not feeling like I have to burn myself.
So I'm grateful for health, recovering from some stuff that made it harder to take care of myself. And now that I'm back, I get to spend more of my time, not just out with exercise myself, but now hockey out. Actually, just went for the first long run with half mile. So that's something I want to keep doing more of this year. I don't know if she'll come out with me in the winter.
Probably not.
Something to let go of. I think I hold on maybe a little too much to maybe some of my time, and I need to be a little less selfish. So that's something I'm trying to let go of.
I haven't been very grateful lately. I'm just don't have that feeling. Thank you.
I am grateful for my family and my kids and my wife and the life that we have together. And I want to get better at letting go of things in the past that I might regret that I tend to mull over.
Yes. Grateful for my family and me to
I'm grateful to have two healthy kids. And I really want to let go of the damage done by my husband's mother. We're not speaking anymore, and we gotta just let it go.
I'm grateful for my children and my grandchildren and their health and things like that. And I'm grateful for my ability to continuously change and grow and reinvent myself throughout the years. And what I'd like to let go of is grief that they move so far away from me. And also my need feel like I'm always right.
Grateful for all the beautiful connections in my life, people nearby and far away who give me so much joy. And I'd like to let go of the feeling that my time spent just with me is less than value that. I am grateful for a sense of community that I have here and support of family and at dance and different circles that I have. And for letting go, I trying to focus on my sense of perfection, that things don't always go according to plan. I'm trying to just let that go.
Thankful for family, friends, relationships that I have, my church community, and let go of things I have no control over.
Thank you, everybody. I feel like I got to know all of you just a little bit better. This basket contains a harvest of all of our collective gratitude. It represents the balance we bring with us into the next season of the year and the next season of our lives. May its contents be blessed as we are blessed by the fruits of this world. And when we return them to the earth, may those blessings permeate the soil and grow into new life and spread our blessings and our gratitude into the wider community and grow stronger with each cycle of growth and harvest with every turn of the wheel of the year. I'm going to put these in my compost bin. That was a very nice way of me telling you that. We'll end our ritual and close the circle by taking up an offering to sustain this church and its ministries. So I'm going to pass the bowl around in the opposite direction this time. No pressure. It's okay. You don't need one. I can get you one if you want. That's fine. You don't have to contribute either if you don't want to. All right, to dedicate the gifts, I'm going to read reading number 673. If you would all join me, please. That was 673. Freely we have received of gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. And now our circle is closed. Join me in reciting our usual words as we extinguish our chalices. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, or the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. deep peace of the infinite peace to you. Go now in peace, and blessed be. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, everybody. For our guests who are joining us for the first time today, we usually have a coffee hour at this point. So there's going to be coffee and snacks served out the kitchen window so that poor Jude doesn't have to haul everything back and forth. Thank you, everybody.